Hey everybody, it's Charlie with 4bzrant again, and man, I'm coming to you with a heavy heart right now. Normally speaking, I'm trying to have a really positive, good attitude about stuff, and I'm gonna kind of vent today. You know, I'm gonna be completely transparent for everybody. It's Sunday morning. Normally speaking, I want to go to church. I've been struggling with a lot of things about church lately. But normally speaking, I like going to church for my wife and son. And anyways, my wife and I were kind of having some struggles this morning, a little bit of an argument, and kind of rehashing some of the old stuff that we've been carrying for the last 12 years. I mean, we've been married for a while now, but anyways, I have been thinking about, so I got a decent tax return, which was awesome, and I have the ability to spend some money on things that I have been wanting to get for a while. And my wife said that I could pretty much spend it on anything I want. And I was given a $1,000 allowance to get these things that I've been talking about getting for a while. Anyways, we kind of had a disagreement on what that was and how I was going to make those purchases. And anyways, this is actually beside the point. I started driving over to this place, Harbor Freight, and of course that's like a candy store for a guy that's handy like me. And of course I'm going to want to go there and spend some time and or money. And but I was driving past this Mormon church and thinking I didn't go to church today because I didn't feel up to it. And I ended up thinking about this concept of becoming gods, or becoming God, or a god, or whatever. Because Mormons, I believe, have that concept of being children of Elohim, or the Father in heaven, the Mother, and a lot of that kind of ties into the near-death experiences that I've been hearing, and the Mother of God actually being. It's almost like maybe there's legitimacy to the Mormon faith. Meanwhile, I don't put any trust in Joseph Smith. But I started thinking about this thought process of becoming gods. And, I put a lot of thought into this whole Genesis thing where it's talking about Adam and Eve being made in the likeness of God, and God, also known as Elohim, which could be the host of heaven, or the Jesus, or whoever it is, because Jesus in Colossians is said to be part of the host of heaven that actually created the world, or he was the one that spoke everything into existence, or whatever. But the thing about this Genesis story is that God says, don't eat the forbidden fruit, because then you'll have the knowledge of good and evil. And then the serpent comes along and says, basically saying that you won't surely die. You'll be like God, and you'll know the difference between good and evil. And the whole story, it sounds like a metaphor to me after the fact. I mean, it could be an actual story that was put in a certain way that was embellished to sound like a parable. But I think about Adam and Eve how they weren't supposed to eat this forbidden fruit because they were going to become like gods, knowing good from evil. No, I don't think that that's all it was trying to say. I think that it was, I almost feel like it's forbidden for us to even try to be like gods. Like we're not supposed to be, we're not intended to be like gods. But the message that I get from everything else that I've been researching lately is that we are like gods because we have it within our capacity, and then the powers that be are suppressing that. Whatever that power is, it could be the people that run the government, it could be the shadow government, it could be the archons, it could be whatever that's suppressing our potential. But it kind of leads me to wonder, who's the authority on this? I start questioning Genesis. Like, is that really the reliable source? We're not supposed to be like gods according to that. We're just supposed to be man and or a woman. And there's mixed messages that I get from near-death experiences too, because you have some people coming back saying we're supposed to love, and others that are like saying we're supposed to be enlightened and become like God. So which one do I listen to, or do I listen to both? Are either one of them authoritative? I don't know. I mean, I'm still trying to weigh these things out. But the reason I started with that stuff about my wife and I, I'm very passionate about trying to develop this thing, whatever it is, YouTube or making videos. I wanted to actually buy that program, Final Cut, which was like $300. I didn't even bat an eye at the thought of doing that. But when my wife was talking to me about the investment in time that it would take to do all those things, I was reminded that she doesn't have any interest in supporting that. Which she's kind of calling me out like I'm being selfish, but I'm thinking about you guys a lot. I want to put this information out there. I want to, make my videos appealing to where people would actually be interested in hearing me out. There's nothing like, I don't know if people want to look at my ugly mug and just hear me talking. Maybe it's better if I put it in like a documentary form. It seems like that's more popular, at least. And I love that. I'm passionate about it. I want to learn how to do it and become a professional. But I'm trying to understand what it is to be balanced in that. I've learned a lot of life lessons, and I've kind of come to realize that being selfless and sacrificing the things that we desire in our life actually is better for our relationships and better for everything. If everybody could be that kind of selfless, then our world wouldn't struggle with greed and all this other freaking crap that we're struggling with. So I guess with that said, I want to just continue kind of hashing this out, but I'll kind of do this on my own. But I wanted to put a thought out there of, what is the balance of selfishness versus selflessness? And the other thing is this whole concept of becoming like God reminds me of a selfish motive. If we are to sacrifice the things that we desire, does that mean that we are more selfless? Because, I don't know, it's an interesting like thought process, and honestly, I don't really know how to put words to a lot of what I'm saying, but I just can't help but think that maybe simplicity is better. Maybe it would be better if I freaking lived in my trailer and went and just shared the messages, or the gospel or whatever it is, so that, and then just serve people all day long. That seems to me like it would be a fulfilling life. I know that that's not what my wife wants. So I got to think about my wife and son as well. So this is all a balance, trying to understand what we're supposed to do here. And if I put my wife and son first and put myself on the back burner, could that be the best thing for our situation? Or would it be better if I fulfilled my own desires, so that if I'm happy, then everybody else is happy around me? I don't know. It's an interesting venture, all this stuff that I've been faced with lately. And I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about all this. And I'm a little ranty today, just not sure how to put my thoughts to words. But if you guys are willing to listen to what I have to say, I appreciate it. It is again, this is kind of my outlet, kind of my you guys are my crying shoulder, so to speak. But I appreciate you listening to me, and we'll talk again here pretty soon. All right, love you guys. Bye.